Myself Naveen Kumar Saini. In the course of wireless and mobile communication, code REC 085. In lecture 7, today we are going to discuss the wireless channel modeling. So, before going into a detail about the wireless channel modeling, first of all we will start from the additive white Gaussian noise. Okay, so first thing which we will discuss, that is the AWN channel, then Rayleigh channel, and then the Rason channel. So, all these things are correlated with each other. So, before that we must be very much clear about the noise and what is the basic phenomena which occurs in the wireless communication. That first one is the additive white Gaussian noise. So, this is what is the basic terminology which we are using in the AWGN. Okay. So, in that we can see that the AWGN, that is the additive white Gaussian noise. So, the first term, this is additive. So, noise is additive, it means the received signals equals the transmit signal plus the noise. So, where the noise is statistically independent of the signals or the IIDs. Next term is the white. So, when we talk about the white term, so it has the constant PSD, that is the power spectral density. It means just like we know the 7 colors, when it merges, so all the frequencies will be merged in one, so we call it as the white. Okay. So, the power spectral density will be constant for in the case of AWGN channel. So, here we can also see that the autocorrelation of the noise in time domain is also 0, and for any noise in any non-zero time, offset is also occurs in the AWGN channel. Then we have the one term, that is PSD, may be on the both sides or it may be in the one side. If it is a one side PSD, then it is usually denoted by the N naught, and thus if N naught by 2 is there, then the PSD will be, or the power spectral density will be in the both the sides. So, we can see it in the, we will see in the next slide that how this N naught as in one tel PSD or one sided PSD, or N naught by 2 as a both sides PSD is there. And then the width will be, or the area, it will be your W naught N naught. And here the noise sample, noise samples which have the Gaussian distribution. So, the Gaussian distribution with the with variance of sigma square, which will be given this term with this equation. So, where Px, this is the PSD and is equal to PDF, we will say this is the PDF is equal to 1 upon 2 pi sigma square e की power minus x minus m whole square divided by 2 sigma square. So, here this m is the mean of the signal and sigma square is the variance. Okay. So, when we take the root of the sigma square, it will be the sigma. So, here sigma is the standard deviation. So, basically when we define any channel, so we will define the channel with some distributions, and all the distribution can be defined in terms of mean and the variance. Okay. So, that is why we can see it here that the mean m and the variance, that is sigma square. So, these two terms are used for defining the any kind of distributions. So, here we can see that so AWGN noise or this model is a very efficient, which when we use in the wireless communication. Okay. So, here the noise which we are using, that is the N naught, that is the thermal noise, and we know the formula for that. N naught is nothing but, this is N naught will be equal to TB into K for the given bandwidth. Okay. So, TB is the temperature and K is the Boltzmann constant, we know that values. So, here we can see that the PWF, this is the SDF, you can say spectral density function. Okay. So, for the both sides, the height will be N naught by 2. For the one side, it will be N naught only. So, the area for this one will be N naught into W. Okay. So, this W can be depends upon the bandwidth through which we can transmit it. next is the PDF distribution for the PDF distribution for this AWGN channel. So this is very standard. So this value it is the Gaussian or the Dumbbell shape of the distribution is there, and we call it as the Gaussian or normal distribution. Okay. So where the mode, median and the mean, all of these central characteristics of any distribution will be in 1 at this value 0 at x equal to 0. It means all will be summarized here. Fine. Okay. So when we talk about the channel, so for that one we can discuss also about the impulse which we transmit into which we transmit the signals, right. So the impulse is what? Impulse is just like a instant at which we will get some amplitude. So that amplitude is nothing but it will give the channel value. So here if I am talking about, there some samples are there. So these samples will be at some instants, maybe T1, T2 and T3. So these all at T1, the value of this one will be del T1. Similarly at the del T2, del T3. So these amplitudes will gives the impulses, and these impulses are defined in terms of channel values. So as we know about the channel, when we transmit a signal from the transmitter and it is receiving at the receiver. So in between the transmitter and receiver there is some wireless channel, as for example. So to define mathematical modeling of the channel, we use the impulses. Okay. So then impulse is transmitted on a stationary channel and then at the receiver itself. The multiple delayed versions of the impulses will be received at the different instant of time or due to multipath, because when the signal is transmitting from the transmitter, it will follow different paths. Okay, it is scattered, maybe it is ground reflected. So in this way it will be summed at the receiver. Okay. So these impulses are non-coherent and with the reducing amplitude with time. So as it is scattered through the different obstacles, so this will be amplitude or the strength will be reduced, and at the receiver the multiple copies of the signal can be received at different time period. Okay. So for that one we have this model, we will use this model where this Wn is the weights which we provide the weight into the channel. So if I am talking about the H1, H2, H3 like that, so at different channels at different values the weights or the strength of the channel will be different. Okay. So for providing that we are using this discrete channel as a filter where the weights we can provide through the Wn. Okay. So this is what when we have the delay 1, so this is a unit delay, another this is unit delay, this is if this is the n-1, so it will be Hn-2 like that. So similarly in different way we can get the Hn-n. So these all are the channel values. Okay. And we are providing the weights. So these weights are nothing but W1 for this delay and W2 is for this delay, and this is the Wn, this is the Wnth delay for the channel Hn-N. Okay. So in this way we can use this filter method for giving the weights to the different channel values. Okay. So when we are receiving it, so conceptually, so these all just delayed samples, as I said, Hn-1, n-2 like that. So the differential equations which we can use with these different weights, we will use the finite impulse response, this filter FIR. A well known term is the FIR, there is a FIR filter. So this is the finite impulse response. So this one is Rn is the overall multipath signals which is received at the receiver side, just like your mobile phone you can say as a receiver. Then the complete signal will be W0 into Sn. So Sn is what? Sn is the one signal. Okay. And Sn-1, this is another version of the signal. okay, which is at a delay n minus 1. This W2 into n minus 2, so this is another signal, so which is at a delay of n minus 2. So in this end again we are multiplying this signal with the this weights W0 for the Sn, W1 for Sn minus 1, I mean the first unit delay version of the signal we are multiplying with the W1. Similarly for Sn minus 2, so we are multiplying with the W2, okay, the second third weight with this second delayed version of the signal. So in this way when we receive, then the received signal Rn will be the addition of all these signals. So these multi-path signals, right. So in this way we can define the Rn received signal. Okay. So how this Hn minus 1 can be defined as? This Hn minus 1, this is a channel model for the time varying field or time varying channel, which can be approximated by the autocorrelative AR. So we this is also well known term, this is the auto-regressive AR model. Okay. So this model is defined as the Hn plus 1, that is equal to W1 Hn plus W2 Hn minus 1 plus up to Wn Hn minus capital N plus Wn. Okay. So these all are the weight coefficients which we have to decide when we detect it at the receiver side. So we have to find, so which channel value is of higher priority, or you can say the priority, or you can say that the channel value which is of in good condition. So we will provide the more weights to that. If the channel which is noisy, then in that case we will provide the very less weights to that. Okay. So the complete received signal, so this complete received signal at the receiver or the mobile phone will be given as the Sn into Hen plus Wn. Okay. So this represent the convolution of the two transmitted signal or the impulse or the with the estimated channel. Okay. So the whole time scenario can be mapped into the frequency domain itself. So we will take the Fourier transform for this, for representing all these things. Okay. So the multipath fading which we are going to discuss, this is the another advanced version of AWGN. So this AWGN is just basic one. So when we have different environment, so these two environments which we will discuss about the multipath fading channel modeling. So in that the two are the which is very well known, that is the Rayleigh statistics and the Bayesian statistics. So this is the multipath channel modeling which we are going to discuss. So before that, as we said, there is a PDF for the AWGN channel. Similarly, we have the PDF for the Rayleigh channel. Okay. So in the Rayleigh channel, the PDF of the random variable, noise is random variable. Okay. So noise is the also random variable. Random variable R, it will be given by the PR is equal to R upon sigma square e power minus R square upon 2 sigma square. So this is the PDF for the Rayleigh statistics, where the R is 0. So how it looks like, we will discuss it in the upcoming slide. So here itself R is what? R is also a random variable, right. So always we assume that the random variable which we are using in the wireless communication, that is IID, independent identical distribution. Okay. So we call it as the IID. Okay. So how it looks like for the Rayleigh fading. So the Rayleigh fading is viewed as the reasonable model for urban environment, where there are many objects in the environment, just like your buildings. Okay. In urban areas, buildings are there, cars are there, many motor vehicles. So there are so many obstacles are there in the environment. So there is a scattered of the signal through these different obstacles. So it will create a different paths, and it received at the receiver when it is scattered through a different environment, through the different obstacles, and it is reaching to the one particular receiver. Okay. So, what is the main property of the Rayleigh fading? So, there is the no dominant propagation. So, there is no dominant propagation along the line of sight or the LOS between the transmitter and receiver. So, this is one of the very generalized modeling technique which we use in the wireless communication, that is the Rayleigh fading, where there is no dominant mode is there. Dominant mode is when the transmitter is transmitting the signal and the receiver receiving, and it is passing from transmitter to receiver with the LOS with the direct line of sight. Both can see each other. If it is not line of sight, it means if there is a ground, so some signal will be reflected like this from the ground. Okay, so this is not the line of sight. So line of sight is what? When the transmitter transmitting the signal and receiver receiving the signal, when there is only one line of sight, both can see each other, then there is a line of sight, otherwise it will be non line of sight. So this is the property of the Rayleigh fading, where there is no dominant mode propagation along the LOS. So the envelope of the channel it will be referred to as the Rayleigh distribution. So it looks like the Rayleigh PDF is looks like when the standard deviation is sigma is equal to 1, then it looks like this. As the standard deviation is increasing, sigma is equal to 2. So this graph will be looks like this. When the sigma is equal to 3, the standard deviation is increased. So in that case, this value will be this one. Okay. So but in the case of AWGN channel, so this value PDF will be only this one. So this is the case for the AWGN. This is Gaussian distribution, right. So in the fading, in the Rayleigh fading, so this distribution is shifted like this one. That this is a one-tailed, or you can say this is a positively skewed signal, which is moving in this direction. Okay. So next is the Rayleigh fading. So we will discuss again about the Rayleigh fading some with the different perspective. But in the Rayleigh fading, what is the difference between the Rayleigh and the Rayleigh fading is that if the environment is such that in addition to the scattering, there is a strong dominant signal which is seen at the receiver, then usually cause the LOS, then the mean of the random power will no longer be 0. Okay. So varying instead around the power level of the dominant path. So it means, as I said in the Rayleigh fading, there is no dominant path, so there is no LOS, but in the case of Rayleigh, there is a strong dominant path or there is a strong LOS signal. Okay. So in this case, the Rayleigh fading comprises the PDF that is given by PR. This is the PDF of the Rayleigh. You can say this is the PDF, probability density function. So it is given by R upon sigma square e की power minus R square plus sigma square divided by 2 sigma square I naught I R alpha upon sigma, where R is very much greater than 0. So this derivation you can go through the book and you can find this derivation easily. There is not a very big issue, but we are using this concept in the Rayleigh fading. Okay. So sigma is the standard deviation, I naught is the 0 order based Bessel function of the first kind, and alpha is the amplitude of the direct signal. Fine. So in this case, the value when we change the value of alpha, okay. So suppose alpha is 0. So when the alpha is 0, so this distribution of Rayleigh distribution will be act as a Rayleigh distribution. We can see it in the diagram. Okay. When alpha is 0, so this is a Rayleigh distribution, but when the alpha value is 1, okay. So alpha value is 1, so this value will be again decreasing towards positive skewed signal. So we can see if we are putting the alpha is 0, so automatically this complete distribution will be equivalent to the Rayleigh fading distribution. So, this is the beauty of the Rayleigh. There is only there is a dominant mode plus multipath. Okay. So, in this way we can define this complete diagram or the complete PDF signal about the Rayleigh fading. So, let us come back again about some more intuition about the some more information about the Rayleigh fading model. Okay. So, in that the signal amplitude which is in dB, I am just mentioning it, versus the time graph for an antenna moving at a constant velocity exhibiting the Rayleigh fading. So, this is due to the D fad. So, here it is mentioning about the signal amplitude and the time, where some threshold is providing in the dB value we are talking about. So, if it is below the threshold value, so this is the case of the D fad. Okay. So, this deep fade occurs because of the multipath of the signals, and this occurrence of the deep fade will be at every half of the wavelength. At every half wavelength we can realize about the deep fading, and we know about the fading is what? This is the only attenuation in the signal in a given environment. Okay. So, this portion about the fade period when it is below the threshold value. When it is above, then this case is the non-fade period. So, this threshold is given in the dB value only. So, this threshold will be designed by your engineers who can decide the threshold value for the any given environment. Okay. So, now we can see the P alpha, that is your PDF, just for example it is mentioned at alpha is equal to 1. So, this value is 1 upon sigma e ki power minus 0.2. Again it is a positive skewed signal. Okay. So, here we see that the PDF curve will looks like at every instant, at every as the standard deviation value. So, this curve will be reduced. Okay. So, this is the case for sigma is equal to 0.5, and when sigma is equal to 1, so this curve looks like this. When sigma is equal to 2, this curve looks like this. So, it is reducing. Okay. And again when as the standard deviation increasing, it will become wider and wider. So, we know the property of the standard deviation and the variance. So, variance is just simply provide the spreading of the distribution. Okay. So, in this way the as the standard deviation is increasing, that this portion will be widened. Fine. Then again another parameter for calculating the some more intuition, for finding the more intuition about any wireless parameter in the wireless communication is the CDF, cumulative distribution function. Okay. So, these two graphs are same, but this is the represented in terms of PDF, and this is CDF, this is in terms of cumulative distribution function. So, the values which is given, like if sigma is equal to 0.5, so it looks like the dumbbell shape. If sigma is equal to 0.5, so it will looks like this one. Okay. So, this curve will be like this. Similarly, as the sigma is increasing, so in the PDF case it looks like this, but in the case of CDF it will be changed like this one. Okay. So, in the probabilities also we have discussed in digital, we know in the digital communication when we get the PDF and CDFs, right. Okay. So, the multipath Rayleigh fading signals, so they are distinguished between the two, that is the coherent cumulation and the incoherent addition. These two are the most distinguished section in the Rayleigh fading signals. Okay. So, first term, that is the coherent cumulation. So, this coherent cumulation is also known as the phasor cumulation. So, it occurs if during the observation in the observation interval the fluctuations of the phases which causes by the modulating signals and are sufficiently small, and the carrier frequencies of the signals are exactly equal. So, this is the property of the coherent cumulation. So, in that the joint signal behaves as the Rayleigh phasor. Okay. So, with the Gaussian in phase and quadrature phase components. So, the local mean power is equal to the sum of the local mean power of the individual signals. So, it is simply representing the addition of multi-pass signals in phase or quadrature phase. So, when you get it in the x axis, that is in phase, and the y axis, this is the quadrature phase, and these are the different reflected waves from here. When it is starting from here, it is moving here. So, this is all are the reflected wave. Just for example, we have taken it, and this portion is the resultant wave. So, in the case of in phase, it will be alpha n cosine psi plus theta phi n. N is 1 to capital N. In capital N is what? This capital N is nothing but this number of reflections. So, this is the reflections. Okay. So, N is number of reflections. Fine. So, in the in phase, it will be cosine alpha n cosine psi phi n, and in quadrature it will be alpha n sin psi plus psi theta n phi n. Okay. So, this is the case when we have the constant velocity. Okay. So, when the car is moving with a constant velocity, or you can say there is no change in the speed of the there is no acceleration deceleration, then this I and IT and QT will be like this. Second is the incoherent addition. So, in the incoherent addition, this is also known as the power addition. Okay. If the phases of each of the individual signals substantially fluctuate due to the mutually independent modulation, then the signal add incoherently. Okay. So, the interference power experienced during the observation interval, which is the sum of the individual signals, and this addition may be result in deep fade. Okay. So, the condition which we have assumed, that is the deep fade condition. Okay. So, for calculating the Rayleigh PDF mathematically, so in order to obtain the PDF of the signal which is of amplitude r of a Rayleigh fading signal, so we observe the random process of the in phase and the quadrature component IT and QT, as we had just discussed in the previous slide. Okay. So, there is an example I mentioned about the 6 reflected rays. Fine. This is the same thing which we have discussed in the last slide about the IT and QT, the in phase and quadrature phase component of the reflected waves, which will be defined at some instant of time t naught. Okay. So, for that we have the central limit theorem, which tells about when we have then certain given conditions, the mean of a sufficiently large number of independent random variables. So, all these reflections as we are talking about, and if n is very much large, if n is very large, sufficiently large value of n, then the each mean and the variance will be near to normal or the Gaussian distribution. But the condition is n must be very large. So, based on the central limit theorem, the distribution will be equivalent to the normal or the Gaussian distribution. So, this distribution which we have just covered in the last slide. Okay. So, for getting I and Q at different instant of at some instant of t naught, in particular instant of t naught, with the 0 mean and the Gaussian random variable with each of the variance sigma naught. So, in that case, the resultant or the amplitude of the Rayleigh will be equal to this one. under root of I square t plus q square t, and the PDF, Rayleigh PDF, which will be given by this equation, PDF alpha is equal to alpha upon sigma square exponential minus alpha square upon 2 sigma square, and value of alpha will be 0 to infinity. So, as the value of alpha will be increased, then the dumbbell shape will be changed and it will be suppressed, and you can see as I had discussed about, as this value is this one, alpha is some value, like you can say if I am talking about alpha is 0.5, then as this value is increasing, so this shape will be like this. You can say alpha is equal to you can say 10. So, in that way this value this dumbbell shape will be changed and this portion will be broadened. Okay. Okay, so the Raytheon, as we have just said, there is a strong dominant component in the Raytheon Fading model, and so this component model can it can be instant be LOS wave. Okay, so directly transmitting the antenna and it is receiving at the antenna without any reflections. Okay, so when we redefine the model, which also consider the following points. So, these points are the dominant wave, it can be of a phasor sum. Okay, so this is the phasor sum of 2 or more dominant signals, and such as LOS and the ground reflected wave. As I said in the previous case, if this is the transmitting antenna, this is the receiving antenna. Okay, so some wave will be directly and some will be reflected, right. So, the dominant wave can be a phasor sum of the 2 or more dominant signals such as LOS, as I said, and the ground reflection, and this combined signal is then mostly treated as the deterministic signals, or the deterministic statistics, we can use it for that. Then the dominant wave, it can be subject to shadow attenuation. So, this is one of the very important point about the Raytheon is the shadow attenuations also occur when we have the this kind of environment or the scenario. So, basically the application of the Raytheon Fading model is used for the satellite channels. Okay, so, when we do the some uplink and downlink between ground station to the satellite and station to the satellite to the ground station. So, for that this kind of environment we consider in the case of wireless communication. So, another representation of Raytheon, as we said, this is the Raytheon fading signal and this is in phase and quadrature phase, as we had just discussed in the case of Rayleigh fading. So, this is a dominant component. So, this dominant component is additive in the case of the Raytheon fading model, but this was not in the case of Rayleigh fading model. Okay. So, you have seen that this component was not there in the case of Rayleigh fading. So, here this is the PDF for the Raytheon. It looks like similar in the case of Rayleigh, but the difference is about this parameter A upon sigma. A upon sigma is into A upon sigma, we will change it and based on that we can find the PDF, and corresponding PDF in terms of x, it will be like this. Okay. So, this is when we have this type of expression. So, based on that, as we discuss about alpha is 0, then in that case channel was Rayleigh. If k is just like k, if we have any other parameter, so in that case if it is increasing, then if it is infinity, so it will be AWGN. If k is in between 0 and infinity, so this value will be in the Raytheon fading channel. So, I hope you understood this topic, and all this occurs within the large fad. Okay. So, this fading margin is also given, and this is the SDF for that one. Okay, thank you very much from my side. I hope you understood. In the next lecture, we will discuss about more intuition about the channel modeling. Thank you very much.